Hi everyone, my name's Steve Humphries and I've written a series of books all about a character called Harold the Platypus and his best friend Charlie, who's a teddy bear. I've written the words and we've had children in the family or children of friends of ours who've done the illustrations for the different books. Today I'd like to read Harold the Pirate. This book is set here in Wells in Norfolk and I hope you enjoy it. So who is Harold? Harold is a platypus. Some might say a slightly naughty or mischievous platypus from Australia. Charlie, Harold's best friend, is a little bear from wherever little bears come from. Harold and Charlie live with Mandy and Steve, who have the impossible job of keeping the two friends out of trouble. They all live together in a little house in Cambridge. But today our story begins at the seaside, at a place called Wells next the sea. Harold and Charlie are tucked up in bed. Chapter 1. The Pirate Captain. Just one more page of the story, please, asked Harold and Charlie. Then we'll go straight to sleep, we promise. I suppose so, said Steve, but just one more page, then it's lights out. So Steve opened the book and continued to read. The pirate captain drew his sword and held it high in the air, read Steve as the two friends listened in total silence. If any of you scallywags want my treasure, you'll have to fight me for it, said the pirate captain as he filled his pockets with shiny gold coins. But then from behind the captain came a booming voice. I'll fight you for it. The captain turned and stood face to face with his old enemy, Redbeard. I should have made you walk the plank when I had the chance, said the pirate captain as he pointed his sword at Redbeard. And with that, Steve closed the book. You can't stop there, said Harold. We need to know who gets the treasure. We can find out tomorrow, said Steve as he straightened Harold's blanket. Maybe you and Charlie could even play pirates. Oh, what a good idea, said Harold in a very tired voice. Steve turned out the bedroom light, and almost straight away the two friends were fast asleep and dreaming of being fierce pirates. Chapter 2. Patch the Pirate Dog. The next morning was bright and sunny, so they all went straight to the beach. As soon as they arrived, Charlie started to build the best sandcastle you will ever see. Harold wanted to be the first to find some pirate treasure, so he began to dig a big hole. Harold, Charlie, called Mandy, look who's here. Harold climbed out of his treasure hole and looked where Mandy was waving. Not very far away was a small figure that everybody knew. It's LP, shouted Harold and Charlie together. LP, or Little Panda, is a friend of Harold and Charlie's and sometimes joins them on their adventures. There's somebody else with LP, said Charlie as he pointed in exactly the way that Mandy had told him never to point. It looks like a puppy dog. No sooner were the words out of Charlie's mouth than the puppy jumped up and started licking all over his face. Don't be scared, said LP. He's just excited to meet new friends. His name is Patch. That's a good name for a pirate dog, said Harold. Maybe Patch can help us find some treasure. Chapter 3. A real treasure map. In the beach hut was a dressing-up box. Harold opened the lid and they all looked inside. Pirate costumes, said Harold as he pulled out a black hat and put it on his head. I'll be the pirate captain, he announced to everyone. When they were all dressed as fierce pirates, Charlie even had an eye patch, they noticed 3 plastic swords at the bottom of the box. If only we had a treasure map, said Harold as he took off his hat to wipe his brow. As he was putting the hat back on his head, he noticed something rolled up in one corner. What's this? he asked as he unfolded a very old piece of paper. Is it a treasure map? Asked Charlie excitedly. Harold studied the piece of paper. On one side was a map showing an island with a big X where Harold thought the treasure must be. On the back of the map there were a set of clues. Harold read them out loud. Go to the isle where the crabs bite your hand. Climb the hill of grass and sand. Go where the little boats are seen. Find the tree that has no green. With your back to the tree, take 5 strides to the sea, and that is where the treasure be. You're right, Charlie, said LP. Harold's found a real treasure map. Chapter 4. You'll have to walk the plank. We need a plan to get to the island, said Harold, rubbing his beak. Then he noticed Mandy in her little sailboat and suddenly had an idea. I've got a plan, said Harold. It's a dangerous plan and only for the bravest of pirates. Are you scallywags with me? Charlie and LP looked at each other for a moment and then raised their swords in the air. Aye, aye, Captain, we're with you. This is the plan, said Harold, and then he explained how they would get to the island. As Mandy sailed closer, she saw Patch swimming out to meet her. What she didn't see were 3 pirates swimming around the back of the boat. As Mandy held Patch into the boat, the 3 pirates very quietly climbed aboard. Where are the others? Mandy asked Patch. We're right behind you, said Harold, and this is now our pirate ship. Oh dear, said Mandy, pretending to be very scared. What will happen to me? You'll have to walk the plank, said Harold as he pulled out his sword. Mandy stepped out onto the plank. Please, Pirate Captain, don't make me walk the plank. But Harold jabbed Mandy with his sword, and she disappeared into the sea with a big splash. Charlie quickly looked over the side of the boat, but couldn't see Mandy anywhere. Then he saw some bubbles, and Mandy's head appeared above the waves. Phew, thought Charlie, she's okay. This is now our pirate ship. Let's go and find some treasure, said Harold to his pirate crew. Chapter 5. Little Pirate. Harold let out the sail and the pirates headed towards the island. Charlie kept lookout through his binoculars, but couldn't see very much with his eye patch still on. They soon reached the island, but Harold couldn't remember where to land. LP was having so much fun, he put his paw into the water to splash Harold and Charlie. Ouch, said LP. I think something just bit me. LP pulled his paw out of the water, and there on the end was a great big crab. This is it, said Harold. This is where we need to land. Remember, the clue said we should go where the crabs bite your hand. Well done, LP. We're on our way to finding the treasure. LP gave a big smile as he shook the crab off his paw. I think LP should be called Little Pirate, said Charlie, as they all pulled the boat onto the sandy shore. What a good idea, said Harold. As they walked up the beach, Charlie noticed a starfish stranded on the sand. Forgetting for a moment that he was a fierce pirate, Charlie gently picked up the starfish and put him back in the sea. As he walked away, the starfish gave a little wave to say thank you to Charlie. What do we do now? Asked Little Pirate. We need to find the pirate treasure before anybody else does, says Harold. Chapter 6. Yippee! Harold the pirate captain scratched his beak. Which way was the treasure? He looked at the map, studied the clues, then knew what to do. The clues say, climb the hill of grass and sand, read Harold. So we need to go up over the sand dunes. The 3 pirates all raced to see who could get to the top of the dunes first, but it was Patch the dog who won, and stood there wagging his tail while he waited for the others. At the top, Charlie took out his binoculars, remembering this time to remove his eye patch, and finally spotted something. "There's a pool of water with toy boats sailing on it," said Charlie. "That must be it," said Harold. "The clues say to go where the little boats are seen. We need to go to the boating lake." They all looked over the edge of the sand dune. It was a very, very long way to the bottom. It was such a long way that it would have been very scary for a platypus, a little bear, and a panda, but not for 3 fierce pirates. 1, 2, 3, counted Harold, and as he said 3, they all closed their eyes and jumped over the edge. "Yippee!" shouted the 3 pirates as they slid all the way down on their bottoms. But once they reached the boating lake, Patch started sniffing the ground and then ran off towards some trees. "I think Patch can smell the treasure," said Charlie. "Let's follow him." Chapter 7. The largest treasure chest you will ever see. Patch led the 3 pirates into the trees, but all the pirates were starting to get tired now, and they still hadn't found any treasure. Harold took out the map and looked at the clues. "Find a tree that has no green," read Harold. "But all the trees are green," said LP, as they turned around to look again. "There," said Charlie. "There's a tree with no leaves." Charlie was right. Just at the edge of the forest was a single tree, with no green leaves at all. Harold looked at the clues again and followed the instructions exactly. Facing towards the sea, he put his back against the tree and took 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, and then he stopped. "This must be the spot where the treasure is," said Harold excitedly. "Let's dig it up." The 3 pirates and Patch the pirate dog started to dig in the sand. It wasn't long before Harold's paw came across something hard in the sand. "Stop digging, everyone!" ordered Harold, the pirate captain. Charlie jumped into the hole to help Harold, and the 2 friends pulled out the largest treasure chest you will ever see. "Wow! It's a real treasure chest, but who's going to open it?" asked LP. "That's a job for the pirate captain," said Charlie. So while the others looked over his shoulder, Harold opened the treasure chest. Chapter 8. Treasure. Inside the treasure chest was filled to the very top with gold coins. 3 little paws reached inside to touch the gold. "Look at all this treasure," said Harold, "and it's only our first day as pirates." But then Charlie noticed something. "This gold coin is broken," he said, as he held up a coin that was bent in the middle. And then, to everyone's surprise, Charlie started nibbling on the coin. "Chocolate," said Charlie. "They're made of yummy chocolate." Both Harold and LP picked up a coin, peeled back the gold foil, and there underneath was a very yummy chocolate coin. Now, it's very tiring being a pirate on a treasure hunt, so it wasn't long before everyone was munching away on the chocolate coins. Even Patch wasn't left out, as Harold found a bone in the treasure chest. Then Harold noticed a piece of paper poking out of one of the corners. "What's that?" asked Charlie. "Is it another treasure map?" "I don't know," said Harold, as he opened the paper and started to read. "Well done, pirates. You found the buried treasure. Don't eat too much chocolate, as there's cheese and pickle sandwiches for lunch. Lots of love, Mandy and Steve." Cheese and pickle sandwiches, thought Harold, as he nibbled on another chocolate coin. My favourite. As they sailed back to the beach hut with their treasure, Harold thought that being a pirate had been one of his best adventures ever. After all, Harold and Charlie do have lots of adventures together, like the time when, well, that's another story for another day. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story, and if you did, you might want to try and read it yourselves and go through the video again and pause it so you can read each of the pages. Okay, have fun. Bye.